What's up, you magnificent bastards? Back for another round of the Drunken Rant Uncensored. I'm Liam.
And I'm Olivia,
your hosts for this goddamn shit show.
Cheers to that motherfucker.
Tonight, folks, we're taking a deep dive into something we're calling China's viral cocktail.
Sexy, right?
Oh yeah, baby.
But hold your horses, cowboy.
Whoa there, partner.
It ain't as fun as it sounds. We're talking about a shitstorm of respiratory viruses hitting China harder than a shot of tequila on an empty stomach.
Ooh, that's rough. Speaking of tequila, what are you drinking tonight, Olivia?
Keeping it classy with a margarita.
Sticking with my old faithful whiskey on the rocks. Helps me forget the pain of existence, you know?
Deep, Liam, deep. But before you drown yourself in whiskey, let's get back to China's viral fiesta. We're talking about a whole buffet of nasty bugs, but the one making headlines is HMPV.
HMPV? What the hell is that? Sounds like some kind of alien virus.
Human Metapneumovirus.
Yeah.
It's a common respiratory virus.
So basically a fancy name for the fucking cold.
Kinda. It usually causes cold-like symptoms. Runny nose, cough, sore throat, fever.
The usual suspects.
Exactly.
So why the hell is everyone freaking out about it?
Well, China's seeing a huge spike in cases, especially among kids. And while HMPV is usually mild,
Yeah.
it can be dangerous for young children, the elderly people with weakened immune systems. It can lead to more serious problems like bronchitis, pneumonia.
Damn, that's no joke. So is this the next pandemic we all need to panic about? Should I start hoarding toilet paper again?
Relax, Liam. While there's no need to build a bunker just yet, this situation is definitely something to keep an eye on.
You know what else is something to keep an eye on?
What's that?
Your delicious legs.
Oh, you gotta
I'm just saying.
focus, Liam. We gotta make sure our listeners are informed about this shit.
You're right. You're right. Back to the viruses.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, if you ever get tired of talking about germs,
Yeah.
you know where to find me.
Don't even think about it.
All right. But seriously, folks, HMPV, it's spreading in China, it's hitting kids hard, and it's something to take seriously. Make sure you're subscribed to stay up to date on this and all the other crazy shit happening in the world. We'll be back soon with more info on this viral cocktail, so stay tuned.
And in the meantime, try not to catch the damn thing.
Words to live by, folks. Words to live by.
You know, it's fascinating here.
What's that? You gonna tell me about another one of your kinky fantasies?
Oh, you. Always with the dirty mind.
Yeah, a guy can dream, can't he?
Especially after a few shots of whiskey.
Yeah.
But seriously, what's so fascinating?
While everyone's losing their shit over HMPV,
Yeah.
it's not actually the main villain in this whole viral horror show.
Oh, really? So who's the real baddie then?
Good old-fashioned influenza, Akia the flu. It's kicking HMPV's ass when it comes to positive tests and hospitalizations.
Damn. Influenza's like the herpes of the respiratory world. It just keeps coming back to haunt us.
But you get the point. Influenza is highly contagious, and it can mutate like a motherfucker, making it tough to keep up with. So what's China doing about this viral apocalypse? Are they building a great wall to keep out the germs?
Not quite, but they are taking it seriously. They've actually ramped up their disease surveillance, especially for pneumonia cases. They're piloting a new system specifically for pneumonia of unknown origin.
Pneumonia of unknown origin. Sounds kind of spooky.
It basically means they're trying to catch those sneaky viruses before they turn into a full-blown pandemic.
That's actually pretty smart. So
Yeah.
they're basically playing viral whack-a-mole.
In a nutshell, yeah.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets really interesting. This whole situation highlights how interconnected global health really is. What happens in China doesn't stay in China, especially when it comes to viruses that can hop on a plane faster than you can shotgun a beer.
Damn, that's a sobering thought.
What?
So we're all just one sneeze away from another global pandemic.
Pretty much. And that's why it's so important to stay informed, practice good hygiene, and maybe avoid those crowded wet markets where they're selling all sorts of exotic animal parts.
Speaking of exotic animal parts,
Oh.
what are you drinking tonight, Olivia?
Still sipping on my margarita. What about you, Liam? Still drowning your sorrows in whiskey?
You know it. But enough about our drinking habits. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say the virus without a vaccine.
Yes. The HMPV vaccine situation has been around for over 2 decades, and we still haven't figured out how to jab it into submission.
That's messed up. I mean, we have vaccines for everything these days. There's even a vaccine for shingles. And that shit's basically like chickenpox's evil twin.
True, but what's interesting is that there are actually a few HMPV vaccines in development.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it takes time and money to get these things right. It's not like you can just whip up a vaccine in your kitchen sink, even if you're a mad scientist with a PhD in viral warfare.
Well, I may not be a mad scientist, but I do have a PhD in drinking. But
Yeah.
seriously, folks, it's kind of scary that we're still vulnerable to this virus after all these years.
It is a bit unsettling. But hey, at least we're aware of the threat, and hopefully one of these vaccines will pan out soon. In the meantime, we just gotta be smart, stay healthy, and hope for the best.
Right, before we wrap up this viral shit show, let's talk about something that's been bugging me. Remember all that batshit crazy talk about COVID-19 starting in a wet market in Wuhan?
Here we go again, Liam. Are you really going down that conspiracy theory rabbit hole? Didn't we agree to stick to the facts tonight?
Okay, no more bat soup jokes. But seriously, those wet markets are like a breeding ground for viruses. They're selling all kinds of funky shit over there. Pangolins, crocodile penises, you name it. Who knows what kind of viral cocktail they're whipping up in those places.
Liam, you're being ridiculous. Yes, wet markets can pose a risk for zoonotic diseases, but let's not get carried away with wild speculation. We need to focus on the science, not sensationalism.
Fine, you're no fun. But speaking of science, what about the possibility of HMPV mutate? Viruses are sneaky little bastards, always evolving and shit.
That's true. Mutations are always a concern. But it's important to remember that not all mutations are bad. Sometimes they can actually make a virus weaker. It's like playing genetic roulette.
Well, I'm not a gambling man, but those odds don't sound too great. What can we do to protect ourselves from these viral shenanigans, besides avoiding wet markets, of course?
The best defense is a good offense. Boost your immune system by eating healthy, getting enough sleep, and exercising regularly. And of course, practice good hygiene, wash your damn hands, cover your coughs and sneezes, and avoid close contact with sick people.
Oh, you sound like my mother. But yeah, taking care of yourself is crucial, especially during cold and flu season.
Yeah.
And if you do get sick, don't try to be a hero. Stay home, rest up, and hydrate like a motherfucker.
Exactly. And if your symptoms are severe or you're in a high-risk group, don't hesitate to see a doctor. There's no shame in getting medical help when you need it.
Words of wisdom from the lovely Olivia. So what have we learned from this drunken deep dive into China's viral vortex?
Well, we've learned that HMPV is a sneaky little bastard that can cause some serious respiratory problems, especially in vulnerable populations. We've also learned that influenza is still a major player in the infectious disease game, and that China is taking this shit seriously, which is good news for everyone.
And we've also learned that bat soup jokes are off limits. But seriously, folks, this is some important stuff. Stay informed, stay safe, and for God's sake, wash your hands.
And don't forget to subscribe to the Drunken Rant Uncensored for more hilarious and informative deep dives into the things that matter and some that don't.
Cheers to that. And remember, folks, always drink responsibly, or don't. We're not your parents.
And don't forget to leave us a comment with your most epic cold or flu story. We want to hear all the gory details.
All right, you magnificent bastards. That's a wrap for tonight. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more Drunken Rants.
Thanks for listening, you beautiful disasters. Until next time, stay informed and stay drunk.